Scrum Master is a much maligned and misunderstood title. Scrum Masters are responsible for ensuring that Scrum teams adhere to the theory, practices, and rules of Scrum. The Scrum Master acts in a management position as a servant leader for the team. The thing that the Scrum Masters manage, though, is Scrum itself. They are not directive toward the development team or the product owner. Scrum Master is a recognized role within the Scrum team. Scrum Masters are responsible for training, coaching, and mentoring those who need to understand Scrum better to get the most out of it. Often, Scrum Masters will facilitate events and accordingly should have good facilitation skills. In the next section of this module, we'll go through all of the Scrum events, and we can note that there is a body of study on how to facilitate and conduct each of these events very, very effectively. Good Scrum Masters will go seek those techniques so that they can become better facilitators of Scrum. Scrum Masters also help those outside of the Scrum team understand how to work with those who are in the Scrum team in ways that don't undermine the focus of a sprint. Scrum Masters help everyone change interactions with the Scrum team to maximize value and avoid wasteful and needless meetings. Scrum Masters serve the product owner in many ways, including finding and coaching tips for better product backlog management. The Scrum Master will ensure that anyone who adds items to the product backlog understands how to create clear and concise product backlog items. Also, Scrum Masters help product owners understand planning for maybe a long-term project in an empirical environment. The Scrum Master also serves the development team, primarily through facilitation of various Scrum events. It is important to note, however, that one thing Scrum Masters are known for is facilitating the daily Scrum. That's a very common misunderstanding about what Scrum Masters are responsible for. In fact, they are responsible for ensuring that development teams are able to use Scrum to do their jobs well. A good Scrum Master will ensure that a development team is eventually able to conduct the daily Scrum without them. When a development team encounters an obstacle or impediment that's in the way of some work of the sprint getting done, they can go to the Scrum Master to help clear this impediment, so long as it's outside of the development team's locus of control. The Scrum Master is there to coach the development team in organizations where Scrum is not yet part of the culture. Cross-functional and self-organizing development teams don't just appear out of thin air, and it's the Scrum Master's responsibility and part of their service to the development team to ensure that that team is able to exploit self-organization and cross-functionality to the best of its ability. And finally, the Scrum Master should be in a position to coach the development team to higher and higher levels of quality. And often this is done by facilitating discussions that expand the definition of done. And of course, the Scrum Master serves the entire organization by leading and coaching the adoption of Scrum throughout the company. Once Scrum is in place, it's the Scrum Master's responsibility to ensure that the Scrum teams that are working are as effective and productive as possible. Often this means being a catalyst for change in other plan-driven parts of the organization who don't yet understand how to deal with Scrum.